I've been working with Rendall for 9 years now. As a trainer and a boxer, you're working together 24/7. You know, and it's like losing a member of your family, really. There's been fantastic inspiration in the gym as well for other kids. You know, the other kids that are coming through, the young lads, and you know, he's going to be sadly missed. But knowing Rendall, I'm sure he'll still be down the gym giving his advice to the young ones. So I'm sure it'll help me greatly.
Knowing Rendall, he'll probably still be track train as well, won't he?
There's already been sparring, to be honest. So I got him in one of my young 14-year-olds last week sparring, just helping him out. Yeah, so like I say, he's a great inspiration, and everybody loves Rendall Munroe. So you know, it is going to be a sad loss to boxing, because at the end of the day, like we've said in the press conference earlier, what a fantastic career he's had.
I mean, if someone had said to you 9 years ago when you first started, Rendall Munroe was going to win all these titles, European title, Commonwealth, etc., what would you have thought?
Well, Rendall used to tell everybody, and everybody used to think, who's this idiot? But obviously, Rendall had got a dream, and I think what any boxing trainer will tell you, when you've got a fighter, it doesn't matter how much ability that fighter's got. If the trainer and the fighter aren't on the same wavelength, and you haven't got the same goals, and you haven't got the same dreams, then they'll never be fulfilled. And the thing about me and Rendall was, luckily we hit it off straight away. He wanted to be a world champion, and I wanted to be the best trainer I could possibly be. And so we both had a goal, and we both went for it. And all right, you could say we failed. We didn't actually win a world title, but flipping out, what an awesome journey! And we went all the way to #1 in the world. So how much better can it be?
Do you think as well that he surprised a lot of people in that time? Because it's fair to say, when he fought Martinez the first time, a lot of people really didn't know much about Rendall and didn't really expect much from him.
Well, I think personally, I think that's sometimes the best way to come through. You know, I've got most of my fighters. We don't come from a city. We come from out of town. And the thing is, I've got fighters. A lot of my fighters, they've only had 8, 9 amateur fights. They've not done a what. They've not won major titles. Not done anything like that. And I just think a lot of my fighters surprise people. And I'm not interested in all the jealous talk about Shinfield's gym only do this, Shinfield's gym only do that. Let's be fair. I could start reeling off all the champions we've produced, but what's the point? There's no point in it. We're here to talk about Rendall Munroe. And at the end of the day, it was a skinny kid from Leicester who not really won anything as an amateur. He'd won a Midlands, probably got a bye to the final, to be fair. And I don't know without looking, but yeah, it was a skinny kid from Leicester, and he went all the way to #1 in the world. It was number 8 in Ring magazine. It was #1 in Britain for 4 years. It was #1 in Europe for 2.5 years. Mandatory challenger for a world title. What more could he do?
I said to your dad earlier as well that when people talk about British boxers who've never won a world title, they mention names like Errol Graham. Rendall's got to be in that mix, surely, hasn't he?
Well, you say did Errol Graham underachieve? Did Rendall Munroe underachieve? I don't think Rendall Munroe ever underachieved, did he? I think Rendall Munroe, you're talking about fighters there who maybe underachieved. I think Errol Graham could have been one of the greatest world champions ever. So you're talking about a different sort of thing. I think Rendall Munroe, I don't think he overachieved because his dream was to be a world champion. But what Rendall Munroe did, he gave himself every opportunity possible to go out there and win a world title. So did he underachieve? Maybe not. He put the hard work in to try and win a world title. Yeah, he failed slightly. He didn't actually win it, but in my eyes, Rendall Munroe was a world champion.
For you personally, what was the highlight of his career?
The highlights of his career, I don't know really. There were so many highlights and not many low times really. There was only 3 low times. For me personally, I would have said beating Mark Callahan for the English title. I knew then what was going to happen. We'd just been away at altitude training to Tenerife. I was training young Muttley at the time. He'd got a British title fight, and Rendall came out there with us as a running partner. And trained hard for, I think it was about 10 days out there. Came back, and I think Rendall 3 weeks later had got the English title fight. And that night, I just remember we practiced a few things in the gym, doing things, working on stuff. I think the Callahan fight stopped him with something we'd been working on. And when we were out in Tenerife, it was showing where he really wanted to be with his runs and his gym work and everything. And I think it was just about being around somebody else who'd got a major title fight at the time. And Rendall showed where he wanted to be. So that for me was the highlight. People probably talk about the Kiko Martinez fight, but it's different things for different people. I expected him to beat Kiko Martinez because I'd already seen it in the Mark Callan fight. A lot of other people hadn't seen, maybe not noticed him and it slipped under the radar. But as a trainer, you know yourself, don't you? When you're working with a fighter, you see that fighter every single day. You know what you're seeing in the gym, and I honestly was never worried about Kiko Martinez fight. I mean, we went to the bookies and won a lot of money on that Kiko Martinez fight, so I know, and believe me, I don't go to bookies very often. But it was that for me was the Mark Callan fight, winning the English title.
Do you hope that Rendall does with the rest of his life now?
I just think he's a fantastic inspiration to young and old alike, really. I mean, I just think it shows hard work and dedication. If you've got a dream, if you put that hard work and dedication in, then you can get to anywhere you want to be. And I just think it would be great if you could get out there working with kids, maybe underprivileged kids, maybe everything. Kids who are maybe good at sport, who want to get somewhere, but probably haven't got the mental edge, because that's one thing about boxers. They have to have the mental edge, and I think that's the thing about Rendall. I think it's not his ability that's dwindled or anything like that. I just think it's that burning bright light inside him that's thinking, like he said earlier, the candle's like nearly burning out, and I think that's it. And I think he's got a different goal now, to be there with his family and like be a dad, basically. And I think that's what he needs to do. I think he needs to go out there. I think somebody needs to give him a job. But I know he's got a lot of job offers on the table. There's different options. Enjoy Christmas and then get out there working with kids and be an inspiration to kids in general, I think.
Excellent, but surely not the last we've heard of him.
No, I don't think it's the last I've heard of him. I think Rendall, apart from saying obviously quite a lot, I think Rendall would be a good person, to be a pundit, to be honest, because he watches boxing, he loves boxing. And the other thing about Rendall, he won't talk about himself, he'll always talk about, people. And I think that would be a good thing for Rendall as well. I think there's a lot of opportunities out there. And like I say, from a skinny kid in Leicester who nobody knew, to walking into places now and everybody's queuing up for his autograph and whatnot, I think, there's a lot of difference.
Definitely. Well, thank you for your time, Jason.